Definition of terms. Film development. A process whereby photographic film is treated after photographic exposure to produce the desired negative or positive image. The process transforms the latent image into visible image and makes a permanent or fixed. The development stage is the first step in film production. This is where the planning of your film shoot will take place. The pre-production involves finalizing the shooting script, finding shoot location, and figuring out the production budget. Film developer is the chemical agent of solution, which causes development to take place. In the processing of the photographic films, plates, or papers, the photographic developer or just developer is one or more chemicals that convert the latent image of a visible image. Generally, the longer a developer is allowed to work the darkness image. Stop bath, an acid bath which instantly checks the process of development. Stop bath is the chemical used for processing black and white photographic films, plates, and paper. It is used to neutralize an alkaline developer. Thus halting development. Stop bath is commonly a 2% dilution of acetic acid in water, and 2.5 solution of potassium or sodium metabolized fight works just as well. Fixer, a solution used to removing the residual sensitive silver from the developed film, thereby rendering the image permanently. A fixer is a person who carries out assignments for someone else or who is good at solving problems for others. In British usage, the term is neutral, meaning the sort of person who solves problems and gets things done. Underdevelopment means insufficient development due to either solution is too weak or overworked, too low temperature, insufficient agitation, those resulting in a thin negative lacking contrast. Underdevelopment, relating to international development, reflects a broad condition or phenomena, defined and critiqued by theorists in the fields such as economics development studies and postcolonial studies.
After photographic exposure to produce the desired negative or positive image. The process transforms the latent image into a visual image and makes it permanent or fixed. The development stage is the first step in film production. This is where the planning of your film shot will take place. Pre-production involves finalizing or shooting script, finding shot location, and figuring out the production budget. Overdevelopment refers to the development at too long at a time, too high temperature, resulting in excessive contrast and density. Overdevelopment refers to a way of seeing global inequality that focuses on the negative consequence of excessive consumption. According to various surveys, consumption is seemingly not making people notable happy, but rather increasing the West's ecological footprint. Then, underdevelopment means insufficient development due to either solution is too weak or overworked, to low temperature, insufficient agitation, resulting in thin negative acting contrast. Underdevelopment relating to international development reflects avoid condition or phenomena, defined as critique by jurists in fields such as economics, development study, contrast, underdevelopment relating to international development, reflects, avoid condition or phenomena, defined as critique by jurists in fields such as economics, development study, and postcolonial studies. That's all.
Basic equipment tools in film development. Development tank. A development tank is a light-tight container used for developing film. A developing tank allows photographic film to be developed in a daylight environment. This is necessary because most film is panchromatic and therefore cannot be exposed to any light during processing. Trays for washing negatives. Washing is important part of a film process and printmaking processes. Graduated cylinder for measuring liquids, also known as measuring cylinder or or mixing cylinder, is a common piece of laboratory equipment used to measure the volume of a liquid. Bottles for storing solution. Plastic bottles are commonly used to store chemicals in chemical laboratory because plastic are non-reactive. Safe safe lights. A safe lights is a light source suitable for use use a use a photographic darkroom. A a timer with timer operation, the times which control the output according to the set on and off times. A thermometer, an instrument for measuring and indicating temperature, typically consisting of a narrow, hermetically sealed glass tube made with graduation and having a one and a bulb containing mercury or alcohol that expands and contracts in the tube with heating and cooling of a narrow, hermetically sealed glass tube marked with graduation and having at one end a bulb containing mercury or alcohol that expands and contracts in the tube with heating and cooling.
Good morning. This is my topic. What are the needed to develop a film? Film development. In the processing of photographic films, plate or papers, the photographic developer is one or more chemical that convert the latent image to visible image. Stop bath is a chemical used for processing black and white photographic films, plate and paper, and fixing agent, a chemical compound that sets or fixes something as a dye or photographic image fixer.
Good day everyone, this is my report. 3 factors which affect film development. Control of these 3 factors guarantee a predicted result developing film for a known time at fixed temperature with controlled agitation. Otherwise, the result of the negative may either be underdeveloped or overdeveloped. Temperature. The ideal temperature for most standard developer is 68 degree Fahrenheit or 20 degrees centigrade. It is best to develop at the recommended temperature. However, if the factor is altered in an inverse relationship, that is, the lower the temperature, the longer the development time can still be possible. Ideally, all solution in black and white processing, including the final rinse, wash water should be kept near the same temperature as the developer. Time. The time factor is variable depending primarily upon the particular film developer combination involved. There is no such thing as a correct development time for all workers under all circumstances. If negatives consistently emerge with too much contrast, cut the development time about 25%. If they are consistently to soft boost the development time about 25%. The longer the development time, the more silver is formed and the blacker the image. Contrast, or the difference between highlights and shadows, also increases with the time, but only up to that point where chemical fog levels begin to overtake the increase in the highlight density, then flatness or low contrast result. And the last, agitation. Careful and consistent agitation is as important as time and temperature. Fresh developer must be worked into the emulsion layer. The aqueous developed and byproducts of the development reaction are washed out and away from the surface of the film. Agitation also keeps the solution uniform so that streaks on the negative caused by exhaust solutions flowing across the solution do not occur. Thank you.